The Daily Yahoo. Video shows black man pinned to tree in what he calls attempted lynching at Indiana Lake. I'm sure. Vox Booker said he was visiting a public beach near Bloomington, Indiana, when he was forcefully pinned to a tree by a group of white men. That sounds like a story that needs more than one side to be told. Can't count on Yahoo to do that. Fox News regrets cropping Trump out of photo with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Fox News on Monday said it regrets cropping Donald Trump out of a 20-year-old photo that included convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell. The cropped photo aired Sunday night during an America's News HQ segment on Maxwell's arrest. Okay. We're loving these pictures of Prince William in his local pub. Is that a cider we spot there? From Cosmo. India would love to return this aircraft carrier it bought from Russia. A real aircraft carrier for less than $1 billion sounds almost too good to be true. And it was. Okay. Chipmaker SMIC eyes China's biggest share sale in a decade. Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation is preparing to raise as much as $7.5 billion via mainland China's largest stock sale in a decade, a big cash infusion for a chipmaker Beijing's counting on to reduce reliance on American technology. Oh, China's worried about relying on American technology? We're the ones that made a huge mistake in relying so much on Chinese goods. China's top homegrown chipmaker, and reliance on American technology. China is the one that goes out and steals other countries' technology. That is what they're... Okay. Billionaire Kanye West's company gets multi-million-dollar PPP loan from Trump administration. Billionaire rapper and shoe designer Kanye West's company has received a multi-million-dollar loan as part of the federal government's coronavirus stimulus package, according to records released Thursday by the U.S. Treasury's Small Business Administration. The money was handed out in the latest round of the Paycheck Protection Program. Simplified election coverage. Inform your vote with one clear place to focus on the facts, issues, and candidates that matter to you. Yes. Trump, trust Yahoo to tell you all about politics. What's hot? Oh, it's Yahoo Search. Disinfectant wipes from Yahoo Search. Affordable online nurse practitioner programs from Yahoo Search. Trending now, Katie Holmes, William Shatner, coronavirus, Ariel Winter, Anna Kendrick, Last Will Online, Defend Black, Vehicle Donations, Next Insurance, Crystal Bauer Socks. We'll read this. There may be some reading between the lines necessary. Indiana authorities are investigating a report by a black man who said he was pinned to a tree by a group of white men, an attack he likened to an attempted lynching. Parts of the incident were captured on video by one of the man's friends. In a post to Facebook, Vox Booker wrote, "I don't want to recount this, but I was almost the victim of an attempted lynching." He went on. On July 4th evening, others and me were victims of what others and me. How about myself and others? Myself and others were victims of what I would describe as a hate crime. I was attacked by 5 white... Others and I, honestly, is others and I. Were victims of what I would describe as a hate crime. I was attacked by 5 white men with Confederate flags, who literally threatened to lynch me in front of numerous witnesses. Booker said he and his friends were visiting a public beach on Lake Monroe outside Bloomington, Indiana, to join a gathering when a group of white men said they were on private property and began following them. Well, were they? Some of the men became belligerent, he said. When he approached sober-seeming group members to see if we could smooth things over a bit, the confrontation escalated. I'm sure you wanted to see if you could smooth things over a bit. Video posted on social media shows a group of white men holding Booker to a tree as his friends plead with them to release him. In the video, one man shouts at the camera, "You happy about this, you nappy-headed bitch?" You and your 5 white friends. Who has the 5 white friends? As Booker's friends leave, one of the men follows, shouting, "Those black boys want to start it all." What? In his Facebook post, Booker claimed there were shouts of "get a noose" and "white power." Oh, I'm so sure. He said he was released after several white strangers intervened. He said he suffered bruises, abrasions, and a minor concussion in the incident. There had been no arrests as of Monday afternoon, but Catherine Leal, a Bloomington attorney representing Booker, told Yahoo News she expected some to come. She criticized officers of the Indiana Department of Natural Resources, who responded to the scene but declined to interview witnesses who offered to share video of Booker being held against the tree. Leal said she was concerned that the officers had not relayed the full picture to prosecutors. "I believe those DNR officers were in the prosecutor's office by 8:45 this morning, and I'm sure there were some tough questions that they had to ask those officers," said Leal. "What we're trying to do is coordinate with them to make sure they have the information necessary to make a good charging decision." So you want to interfere with their investigation? Bloomington Mayor John Hamilton said he has personally known Booker, a resident of his city, for at least 5 years. Booker is active in the community, he says, and a member of the Monroe County Human Rights Commission. Hamilton concedes that even in his relatively liberal city home to Indiana University, racism persists within and around the community. "We're a very progressive city," Hamilton told Yahoo News in a video chat interview. "We believe in inclusion, but in our community, we know we have hate incidents every year. We know there's racism in our community and around our community, and we can't pretend that's not the case." So, you're a very progressive, very liberal city. Relatively liberal, very progressive, but you have incidents of racism every year. And that is obviously evidence that you're not progressive enough, not that your progressive citizens are actually racist. Indiana has a long history with the Ku Klux Klan, serving as a stronghold for the group in the early 20th century, all the way up to Governor Edward L. Jackson, who worked closely with Klan leaders in the 1920s. Leal, Booker's lawyer, described him as a very prominent member of the community. "I said to him, 'I don't know if you were in the wrong place at the wrong time or the right place at the right time,'" said Leal. "Why you had to go through this, of all people." He's much admired in our community for his work on civil rights, for his work on waking white people up to the struggles of racism. Oh. "Vox and I have known each other for quite some time. He's a friend first and a client second." In an automated response to an email inquiry, prosecutor Erica Oliphant stated, "I met with Indiana conservation officers this morning, Monday, July 6th, regarding this case. They are actively and thoroughly investigating the events that took place on Saturday. Once my office has received the completed investigation and all associated media, we will review those materials and make charging decisions." DNR issued a statement saying they were still investigating the incident. DNR is investigating after a 911 call was transferred to Indiana Conservation Office Central Dispatch, a spokesperson told Yahoo News in an emailed statement late Monday afternoon. "Additional investigation and interviews are underway. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources, DNR, Law Enforcement Division is working diligently with the Monroe County Prosecutor's Office to ensure a lawful resolution. This matter remains under investigation and no further information will be released at this time. Social media posts gave what were purportedly the names of the white men in the video, and the company where two of them were said to be employed was deluged with negative online reviews over the course of Monday. So the investigation's still going on, but the public investigation has already made its verdict. Typical. Booker's allegations come after a recent series of black men found hanging in public areas amid the Black Lives Matter protests sparked by the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. So you are implying that lynchings have been happening. Some of the hangings were ruled suicides, but are being investigated further to see if there was any evidence pointing toward murder. And yet they were ruled suicides. They're fucking suicides. And I'll tell you why they're suicides. Because of your whole movement here. Because you are lying to black people, telling them that they don't have a chance in this country. Telling them that they are being stepped on and kept down by the evil white man and his evil systems. You are doing this. On Monday, the Young Democratic Socialists of America Bloomington chapter tweeted out a photo hanging in the city that reads, "A man was almost lynched yesterday." The banner harks back to the 1920s when the NAACP headquarters flew a "Man was lynched yesterday" flag every time a black man was lynched in the South. Okay. That flag looks a lot better than that stupid banner. One of the biggest differences, this is so long, okay, it's over. One of the biggest differences from then to now is the existence of video and social media. Mayor Hamilton thinks the presence of someone recording the event may have helped avert a worse tragedy. Funny how we have the existence of video and social media, and yet deception is so much more pervasive. I don't know what would have happened in the woods around Lake Monroe if there hadn't been other individuals there, and if there hadn't been a video taken, Mayor Hamilton said. It's incredibly important that we as a country, and then me and my community, that we make clear that has no place in our community, and we want to root it out. What is this complete and utter disrespect and disregard that city officials and the population as a whole have for the investigations of actual law enforcement offices? You just have to make your own decisions and get your own statements out there before the actual investigation is concluded. Because it really doesn't matter what the truth is, does it? It only matters what the perception is. It only matters what the victim says. It only matters that you display your morality for the world to see. We'll just have to wait and see what the investigation finds. And that's it.